everyone. Welcome to American Firearms Network. Thank you for joining us today. We appreciate it so much. We hope you enjoy our show enough to subscribe. Today's topic is going to be, do you carry one in the chamber?
Wow.
Instructor Paul, start us off.
Yes,
please.
do you carry one in the chamber? I would definitely carry one in the chamber.
100% carry one in the chamber, okay? There's not even, in my opinion, do what you want, carry one in the chamber, because things happen so quickly, you have to be ready to go in a minute.
Okay, let me explain to you something. When I first started firearms, I got into the world of firearms training, I was scared to carry one in the chamber. And I was carrying a gun around for a long time without one in the chamber. And I had a guy that was training me, and I said to him, I said, Dave, I've got something to tell you. He said, what? I said, I've been carrying a gun with, I'm carrying a firearm, but I haven't been putting one in the chamber. He goes, what? I goes, no, I haven't. He said, you got to just do it. I said, I can't, I feel like the gun's going to go off. He said, it's not going to go off.
Very common.
It's not going to go off. I said, I really feel that if I'm walking around and I fall over, I hit the trigger, it's going to, he said, Paul, the gun's not going to go off. So what he done, he said to me, start carrying with one in the chamber around the house. Put the gun on, put one in the chamber, and walk around the house.
Yeah.
And I done that. And you know what? I would never go back the other way. Now I carry with one in the chamber. I feel good about it. I know that, God forbid, if I have to use my firearm, I don't have to wreck that slide and deploy my weapon.
Right, and you're in a real situation. It's seconds.
It's
right?
seconds.
It's seconds. But, and I know you know this also, there's something called Israeli carries.
Yeah.
The Israelis practice with one not in the chamber, because when in the beginning of training in Israel, there was a lot of accidental discharges because they have different types of weapons. They weren't able to get, the government back in the day, from what I was told, were not able to get the same exact weapons and train that way.
Right.
And there's a lot of accidental discharges.
Yeah.
And there's other reasons also. But it's one not in the chamber, but when they draw, as they're pulling out and deploying, they're racking the slide as they're going out.
Yes.
So it can be done. Just takes a lot of practice to really be good at that. I don't know. People, I've had those conversations with some IDF people, IDF soldiers in the past, and going back and forth. So, a lot of Israelis do it that way, and that's fine if you really train and practice that way. Me, I just want to have it in the chamber. I want to know that I'm ready to go. God forbid something kicks off.
Yeah, I make sure that even though you got one in the chamber, the safety, universal safety requirements are very important. Especially, like, for instance, I do a hard day at work, okay? I finish, I go home, I take my gun off, I put it in my nightstand, wherever I'm going to put my gun. The next morning, I get up and I check. I press check that gun, making sure that there's still one in the chamber. I make sure that my magazine is seated firmly, okay, in the gun. So I'm making sure that I go through those stages, making sure my gun is up and ready. Okay?
Yeah.
That's so important. Knowing that I have one in the chamber, that means I do not put my finger in that trigger guard, okay? And two, I'm ready to shoot.
Yeah. Guys, it's one in the chamber, my opinion. I wouldn't carry it any other way, unless you're going to train that way really, really hard. But to me, just keep one in the chamber and practice that way. Instructor Paul?
Yeah, and also, don't be scared of being nervous. It's normal. You're a new shooter. It's normal to be nervous. And I think a lot of the reasons why we feel nervous in carrying one in the chamber is because we really don't understand the mechanics of the gun. Okay? Very rare is that gun, and we've heard there are situations like, for instance, the SIG going off.
The P320, that's the big thing all over the picture.
Yeah, but very rare that gun is going to go off unless you put your finger on the trigger. So it's important that you make sure that you are giving yourself adequate time when you're out there, because if there's a situation, you don't want to have to be thinking about whether or not I have to rack the slide back to put one in the chamber. It's already done. Okay?
I agree.
So, with that said, I want you to carry one in the chamber. Don't worry, everything's going to be all right. And if it takes you 6 months to a year before you carry one in the chamber, that's fine. But the most important thing is being safe and enjoy your training. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of our show today. Take care.